Dana White's Contender Series is back. Week number 1. We got the full card predictions. 5 fights going down on Tuesday night. Let's get it started. It's Sunday, and we're going to slam a drink, crack one, pour one. Let's have some fun. I got a cranberry vodka seltzer. Absolutely incredible. Crack one, pour one. Let's have some fun for the first week here. We're going to start off with the first fight. This guy's making his second appearance on Dana White's Contender Series. Fighting out of the KHK team. But he's fighting as the biggest underdog on the card. Plus 300. Murtaza Talha. I thought he would get it done on Dana White's Contender Series first time around. I thought he would do better than he did fighting Rodolfo Bellato. But, yeah, not looking good off that loss. I mean, he just fought a guy 0-4. That's the fight he takes after a loss. Now he's getting the chance back at Dana White's Contender Series. Before that loss, he submitted a guy 8-2 at Brave FC. Submitted a guy by armbar, 6-1 at Brave FC. And knocked out a guy debuting. His wins aren't incredible. Obviously, a path to win on the ground here. At Brave FC, he had a rear naked choke. He had a armbar. But then he got knocked out to Bellato and fought a guy 0-4 after that. And he's the biggest underdog this week. You look at the other side, he's Russian as well. And his name, it's going to be hard to pronounce some of these names, being honest. Baysangur, Susurkaev, however you say his name. Undefeated, though, 8-0. And he's 24 years old. He's a little bit younger in this fight. Reach, the same. The height, the same. In his last fight, though, he knocked out a guy 4-1. Fury FC, a little bit higher caliber. Took a guy 8-3 to a decision. Got it done. Okay, he can go 15 minutes. Knocked out a guy 4-6. Did what he was supposed to do. Knocked out a guy 6-0. And knocked out a guy 3-8. So he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's undefeated, not used to losing. I will take the undefeated fighter. 4-1 favorite. Clearly, he's looking like a good prospect. Wish I could pronounce his name a little better. But I think Baysangur gets it done here. First fight of the night against a guy fighting his second time on Dana White's Contender Series. Bookies aren't respecting him. And, I mean, on the feet, he's not that good here. Just beat a guy 0-4, taking a big step up in competition. Although he does train at KHK team in Bahrain, respect to them. I just think this is a tough task versus a Chechen Russian, Baysangur Susurkaev, if I said that right. 4-1 favorite. First fight gets it done. The underdogs might not be barking in the first week. I think the bookies are very sharp with the pricing of these fights, because in the next one, I don't see the underdog winning either. We got a Chile fighter, Christopher Ewert, undefeated 7-0 fighting here versus Yuri Panferov. Panferov, we've seen him on Dana White's Contender Series last year, and he lost to Torres Finney. Round 1, it was a little competitive. It was competitive at times. Round 2, he got finished to Torres Finney by that submission, but I don't think he can come in here off a win to a guy 12-10 and 11-6 and beat the undefeated Chile fighter, who just beat a guy 5-0 by a decision, proving he can go 15 minutes. The gas tank and cardio is there. Before that fight, he was doing what he was supposed to do. Knocked out a guy 5-2, knocked out a guy 11-9, 3-0, beat him by a decision. So his level of competition is pretty good, and he's been active. Panferov, he's been active too. He's fought twice since that Torres Finney fight a year and 9 months ago, but pretty low-level competition in my opinion, and I think the Chile fighter is going to be more seasoned in this fight to get it done. Method of victory on this one, I think he can pretty well get it done any which way. You look at the 2 knockout wins before the loss for Panferov, but then you have to look at the 2 fights before the Dana White's Contender Series first time around. He beat a guy by a submission that was 2-4, and then submitted a guy by Kimura that was 4-4. So he can do a little bit of everything, Panferov. He's a finisher. So he's probably gonna get caught by finish on the feet, on the ground. He's gonna lose this fight. You see the decision win if Ewert has to get it done on the judges' scorecards. but we know that's not going to get the contract for these fighters. So the best bet is the favorite in this one, a slight favorite inside the distance, and I'm sure we can get that one at plus money. Even on the feet, I think he's going to be the more dominant striker. His last 3 finish wins all by knockout. Panferov does have a good submission with the Kimura rear naked choke. He can probably defend a couple of those, so I would say he gets caught on the feet here. But hey, he got submitted versus Torres Finney that first time around. As an underdog, I'm not chasing here. Look at the reach advantage. He's lacking 5 inches on the feet here. Ewert's going to knock him out. Official call in this second fight on Dana White's Contender Series. Week 1. Week 1. Let's start it off with some winning favorites. At some point, you got to think an underdog could be live, though. First week. Not sure which one it's going to be, but we'll talk about each and every fight here. We're on to the third one out of 5, and both these guys are off a no contest. Close fight, potential value on the underdog here. Jimmy Drago, 7-2. Value on him at plus 140. But he's fighting Ty Miller, another undefeated fighter. The question is, can the undefeated fighters go 3-0 on week 1? Before the no contest for Ty Miller, the undefeated fighter, he beat a guy 4-2 by knockout, 3-3 by a decision, 1-0 by a decision, and 1-0 by a split decision. The level of competition isn't very good. Not good at all. And we look at Jimmy Drago, who's actually suffered a loss. Off the loss, he went out and knocked out a 4-0 opponent, knocked out a 4-1 opponent, and beat a 5-0 opponent by a unanimous decision. So certainly value on this underdog here. I think he's fought the better competition. He's suffered defeat before. He's ready to get the win here. Dominant fashion. I could sense another finish, but even on the judges' scorecards, this guy could be live. He's fought the better competition, went the distance with a guy 5-0, beat him unanimously, and you look at the split decision to a guy 1-0 3 years ago for Ty Miller, and a 1-0 unanimous decision win 2 years ago, pretty well 3 years ago. It's not overly impressive. I'm not taking him in this fight. I'm actually taking Jimmy Drago, the underdog here, plus 140. He does not have the height advantage, reach advantage, but he's 5 years older. It's now or never, and I think he's going to pack a punch and be ready to go in this fight. I don't think either fighter was affected from the accidental eye poke or accidental head clash, so they're going to be ready to go here in the third fight of the night. And I'm telling you, the underdog is Birkin. Ty Miller's just not fighting guys that are that good. And I don't think the undefeated fighters are going 3-0 to start the card. 4-0. We got 5 undefeated fighters on this card. The next one is George Mangos from Australia. I mean, goodness gracious. Another undefeated fighter. Bookies don't respect this one as much. It's pretty well a coin flip versus the Canadian Radley de Silva. But I'm going to do some reverse psychology. Since I'm Canadian, I will go against the Canadian and take the Aussie here. Husky Hustler is going to love that. I think Mangos is going to be too tough, too durable in this fight. And he beat a guy quite easily in his last fight 4 months ago, round 1. On the feet, he packs a punch. And the question is, can Radley resist the power, stay safe, search for that submission? His level of competition on the other side is pretty good too. 19-9 in his last fight. A ton of experience got him out of there in round 2. He had a spin and wheel kick to a guy undefeated 6-0 out in BC, Canada 10 months ago. Another submission win to a guy 11-5. And he went the distance with a guy 5-1, beat him unanimously. So the Canadian is clutch. He can get it done. And he fights out of Vancouver, BC. So don't be surprised if he is victorious. We look at George Mangos. He's off a win to a guy 4-2. The level of competition not quite there, but at Hex Fight Club there in Australia, he had another knockout win to a guy 10-2. Submission win to a guy 8-2. Submitted a guy by flying triangle that was 13-5, and submitted a guy 2-0. So he has the submission capabilities. He has the power on the feet. The Australian is all around a good mixed martial artist. Where De Silva seems to struggle is going to be on the feet. Although he had that spin and wheel kick, I think he's going to lack some power in this fight. He's going to lack being more aggressive on the feet with the volume. I think he kind of loses this fight. close decision. The 21-year-old's going to have a lot of gas, hopefully, in this fight. The experience might not be there, but I think he's hungry in this one. He's ready to impress Dana and De Silva. Being 30 years old, he really has to go for the finish in this one, where Mangos is going to be too technical and too set on getting his hand raised. So he won't be too undefensively sound in this fight. I don't think he's going to give up too much. 21 years old, he might make the fight a little boring, shy away, not let Radley De Silva get his game plan going. So let's go George Mangos in this one. It's a coin flip fight, toss-up fight, but the 21-year-old is 9 years younger. Those fighters last year on Dana White's Contender Series from Australia really got it done. I think almost all of them won. It's hard to go against this one. We're getting a great price, and the Canadians haven't been clutch on the Contender Series. I don't even know if we've seen one or two of them win. We haven't seen three of them win in the last 3 years, that's for sure. So I don't think there's any reason to pick the Canadian in this fight, taking some reverse psychology, although he has fought some very, very good guys. And Mangos is an undefeated fighter, fought the lower level competition. You never know what can happen in this one. Maybe we can take the under 2.5, but when you see two finishers, two guys that can compete and want the contract go to work, I could see a competitive decision as well. So this is a fight I'm not looking to bet, have money on. It's an entertaining fight. It's probably one of the most entertaining fights on this card. Each and every fight on this card is quite entertaining, not gonna lie. So we gotta tune in Tuesday night, Dana White's Contender Series, and watch these future UFC contenders. Now in the main event, we got a very competitive fight. Although the bookies have Neemias Santana as a 3-1 underdog nearly in this fight, the France fighter is more technical. He has a higher IQ, and he has not suffered 2 losses and a draw already at this point in his career. He's looking clean, and he probably gets it done here. We like 1 underdog on the card. I'm not taking 2. Santana has 2 losses, and in his last fight, he did get the finish win. The right hand is powerful, but on the other hand, Ilian Bouafia, however you say his name, I probably butchered it. The France fighter, Ilian, he has knockouts of his own. He knocked out a guy 5-2, 4-1, 3-1, and 1-5. The level of competition really not the best to have these guys in the main event. I would have put maybe De Silva and Mango's main event here. Maybe even Drago, Ty Miller main event. Ewert, Panferov main event. Literally any other fight but this one would have been good in the main event for week 1. I don't understand why it's a main event fight, but I'm telling you, the France fighter's 6'5" with a big reach advantage. He's probably going to knock him out. He did have a decision win in his last fight. He can go 15 minutes. He could just style on Santana in this one, 15 minutes, as to why he's the favorite. But there is a good chance he can land the shot on the feet. Santana fought 10 months ago, knocked out a guy 8-3 with an elbow. He's dangerous on the feet. This is probably going to be a brawl on the feet. They're just going to throw and bang for Dana White. But I see Santana going down. He had a draw with a guy 4-0. He lost to a guy 1-0 by split decision 3 years ago. I think that the gorilla, Ilian Bouafia, is going to make a bold statement in this one and win it by knockout. If he doesn't, he gets it done on the judges' scorecards. Easy work. Now, if I'm wrong, that's all right. This is only the Dana White's Contender Series. We don't know much about these fighters yet. I'm just going off some quick research. Didn't even look at the Instagram pages this week. If you want to take it a step further, what I usually do is go on the Instagram pages of these fighters, take it a step further, get some extra information that way. If not, I will take it a step further on my own and post bets later in the week for my Platinum Forecasters, $5 a month. Last year, we posted the bets for Dana White's Contender Series absolutely free. For this year, we'll give out a couple free bets. but not every bet for Dana White's Contender Series is going to be free. We're going to be laying down some money, looking to beat up on these bookies, and it's worth $5 a month to become a Platinum forecaster. Don't forget, we're doing UFC 319 predictions this week. The Full Card Prediction Show, the Prop Fiend Show Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So you got to stay forecasted to the Fight Fiend forecast. I appreciate that support. F3 is rolling. We got the $100 giveaway on the Full Card Prediction Show for UFC 319 ready to go here. The show should be out Tuesday night, at least. I had to take care of Dana White's Contender Series here first. Get that out for everybody. But if you do want the picks early, confidence levels early, bets for the pay-per-view coming up early, it's all going to be in Patreon. So become a Platinum forecaster right now in the description below. The link is there. It's only $5 a month. We made over $5 last week. I tell you that. We nearly made $5,000. So what's $5 when we're profiting big money on these fights? Let's go, Fight Fiends. It's time to beat up these bookies on another year of Dana White's Contenders Series. I'm pumped for this one. And before I go, I'll let you know my most confident fighter to win. And I'll let you know a potential bet I'm going to do. Obviously, the potential bet will be Jimmy, the underdog, Drago. A little bet on the money line. It's plus money, and I think it's a winnable fight here. He is my favorite underdog on the card. The favorite, my favorite would be the guy from Chile, I think. Christopher Ewert for the win here. Probably knocks out Yuri Panferov in this fight. I don't think Panferov is very good. He took a guy 11-6 to round 3 after that Torres-Finney loss. I can't believe Dana White wants him back. But he obviously wants him back so he can get beat up. And the Chile fighter can sign a contract. He is my most confident favorite this week. Christopher Ewert for the win. There's no reason to say a 4-1 favorite's the most confident favorite. Drago's a great underdog pick. Just fading the Canadian. Main event fight. Pretty sus, honestly. Be a little careful there. You gotta go with the guy that's 6'5", though. Ilian Bouafia. Butchering his name. I probably butchered a few names on the card, but listen, these are new fighters. Tricky names to pronounce. I tried my best. Now let's go beat up on these bookies. F3. Let's go beat them up. Tuesday night. Let's go. Come on.
Go get an orange juice or an apple juice.